Hey Jill, this is Donnie. This tutorial is going to focus on these two tabs right here, DFW events and SoCal events. I'm going to show you how we made those changes and then also show you how to really update. Real quickly, I'll just show you how we made those changes. You probably will never have to do this again. But if you'll go down, and this is on your dashboard under Appearance and Editor. And if you go down here to this one that says JTabber, I'm going to move my cursor out of the way. You see it, JTabber. And right here at the top is where it lists DFW events and SoCal events. Now right now the theme is set up to pull in as all caps. I don't know if there's a way to change that. So we're having to deal with the fact that usually SoCal, I've seen it is S with a lowercase o, but we'll have to deal with SoCal events here. Alright, so now how do we get these events to show up? And right now you have still the tips that are showing up here. So this is the way your theme is set up. First thing we need to do is go back to our dashboard. And from our dashboard, if you go into iCompany Real Estate Theme Options, the original theme had these right here is what I'm looking at, tab or categories. They had a listings tab and a tips tab. Over time, we have changed that to various things. But right now, we have got this set up as events and tips. Well, we want the first one to be DFW events, so I'm changing that. The second one we want to be SoCal events, so I'm clicking that. Always remember to go down here to update. Now, if I go back, what should probably happen is both of those things are going to go blank, I would think. And they do. That is because the blog posts that we have in there now, the events that you put in, are not tied to the correct category. So let me show you what I mean by that. First, I'm going to go to categories, and you can see here, this is where we've had different categories like blank and events and tips before. I have taken the liberty before we did this to set up two categories of DFW events and SoCal events here. The way I did that was simply type in my category name here, and I added a category, and that was all I had to do. So I've already done that, so all I have to do now is go back to the posts, and let's say the ones that you have were the Dallas Society. And when you set this up originally, you went down here and I told you on all the categories to put them as events. I want to change that to say DFW events. And by updating the page, your Dallas CPA Free Day should be showing up under this event. And it does. So all we have to do is go back in and edit the others. And here's the Fort Worth one. Again, I come over here. I'm going to get rid of blank. And all you have to do on the DFW events is just click the DFW. Don't even worry about blank anymore. This is the only one you have to click. And I'll show you now that we've done that one. Again, we refresh the page, and that should come in just fine. Now the other one, let's see, we've got this one that you had is the Dallas Minority Business. It's already passed, so we showed you earlier how to do anything with that. I think the other one was this NAPAC conference. So I'm just for the sake of doing this, I'm going to show you. Let's pretend that this is not in Dallas, but this is somewhere in Los Angeles or Irvine or somewhere like that. So what you would do is rather than having them blank in events and even DFW events, let's put it under SoCal events just to show you when we update the page. Now we should show nothing changed here because the DFW events are tagged appropriately. But if SoCal, there's our NAPAC conference because you indicated here that you wanted to show under the SoCal category. And that is how you're differentiating between this tab and this tab, is that entry right there. If you took that out and put it as DFW like we just did, I may have gone too fast. It had I've taken it out of SoCal and put it as DFW, update it. Now when I update the page, what should happen is this goes away. There's nothing under SoCal, and all three of the events are listed now under DFW. I believe, and we'll test this out, that I think you can put them in two different ones. Let's see if we put them in two different ones. Let's say you're going to have an event that says it's some kind of conference call that everybody, whether it's SoCal or DFW, was invited to attend. See what happens if we update both. Sure enough, see there's the NAPAC on the DFW events tab, but it's also listed under SoCal. And the reason we did that, or the way we accomplished that, is that we checked both sections. Okay. Now for this, I think we want to leave it at DFW, but you can put both of them in there if you want, and then you update the page. So we're creating new entries, and you want to add a new thing. Just know that whenever you put in here and you type your information, when you go down here to categories, you want to list it as either DFW or SoCal. And that's what you do, and that's how you, once you publish those will be good to go, and you'll be off and running to have all your events updated here on your site like you want. Hope that helps.